Welcome back to album review.
What's up?
Yeah. Yeah. So what have we got this week?
We got
Hitting Hard and Soft by Billie Eilish.
Yeah.
This is the newest album.
Yeah, it's her third album, came out just last year.
It's the only album of hers that I've ever listened to.
Me too, because, I mean, I know Billie Eilish, of course, because, I mean,
She's
I was
everywhere.
around when Bad Guy came out, and I actually kind of liked that song.
I actually kind of hated that song.
She has some
Really?
good songs with
Yeah,
Khalid.
I don't like that song.
I thought it was...
I like
this
the
album
end of
doesn't
it.
sound like that song at all.
I like the end of that song.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, but I haven't really listened to much of her music prior to this point. Like, I knew the big hit off this album, but I really didn't know much about her music aside from this. And I know her brother does a lot of the production side and the writing
She has
too.
a song in the Barbie movie.
Yeah, and I know that song for sure. But the song that makes children cry.
Yep.
Yeah, but I don't really have much other context aside from like she's my age, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's crazy.
To know not to know someone, but to have someone that's around my age that's this famous is pretty freaking cool, and actually makes pretty decent music.
It's a very successful woman, like.
Yeah, exactly. But you guys just want to jump into the tracks?
Yeah.
All right.
First one, there's only 10 tracks. First one is Skinny.
This one's very sad. It's like. I mean, that's a lot of her songs, but it's just, I don't know, it's very deep. It's because basically she lost a lot of weight and shit, like, recently, and she's just going into that. It's not mainly about that, but it's just deeper than that.
I thought the song was, like, okay as a song, like, musically,
It
but
was deep.
it sounded good, and
The lyrics.
you could feel, like, what she was talking about.
Yeah, I'd say so.
It just didn't
for
appeal
sure.
to me that much.
I get it. I liked the first track personally, so
It was a slow start. But
yeah.
The next track, it's a little more upbeat. Lunch.
Yeah, I think that's a really catchy one.
It's pretty catchy, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It wasn't one of my favorites on the album, but it definitely had a nice vibe to it.
Yeah.
It was,
I think it was a really good one.
it was good after the slow first song. Like, it was good to
Yeah, I think
switch
so.
up the mood a little.
Mhm.
The next track is Chihiro, I think. I don't know how you say that.
I wasn't sure how to pronounce this one. Chihiro, I think.
I don't know.
This
I
one-
always said churro.
This one was pretty cool too, though. It had like the really high notes hit and
I kinda
like the
this
chorus.
one, yeah.
I thought it was a really good one.
This one was the first song on this album that kind of had like a
Yeah.
house music vibe to it.
Yeah.
Kind of sounded like house, like EDM type music at parts.
Yeah, there's parts of this album that definitely give off that
It's
vibe.
very different from what I was expecting to hear, so I actually really liked this song. It was cool.
Yeah, I'd say so. One of my, I don't know if it's one of my favorites, but I really did enjoy
It's
it.
my
One of them.
top songs from the album, I think. Yeah.
Mhm.
But the next track is the biggest song.
Birds of a Feather. Yeah.
I would say it's big for a reason. It's good. It's catchy. It's
I really like the song.
good melody.
It's good. It's just
Yeah.
very
I get
nice
why
to
it's
listen
popular.
to. Yeah, it sounds really good. Great production. I don't know.
The other ones
I
should
can't
be
say anything
popular
bad about
too,
this
but
song, to be honest.
It's
Yeah,
good.
it's actually a pretty good song.
I like the
Like,
song.
I enjoyed the song. It's definitely one of my favorites off this album. I thought it was really good.
Yeah. Track number 5 is Wildflower.
I liked
Pretty good.
Wildflower. Like,
I like the first half.
Yeah, not the best one.
It
but
just got
it's
a lot slower.
yeah,
The
it's
second
definitely
half.
like
It's good.
one of the weaker ones, but I did enjoy it.
But her singing was really good on it.
Yeah.
As
It's
on,
always good.
as on every song. Like,
Yeah.
she never sounds bad on it.
She has a very like interesting way of singing. I compared her to like the female John Mayer, where it's like
Yeah.
very
whisper sings sometimes.
whispering, a lot of
Usually
breathing
a
in
lot,
it.
But it sounds really good, and she hits all the notes really great, so
Yeah, definitely.
it works. Next track is The Greatest.
The Grace is a cool one.
It was interesting.
Yeah.
This one was like the
opposite.
opposite of the last song. I feel like the first half was pretty slow and
Yeah.
a little bit boring, but then the second half, like the energy picked up and like a lot more sound came in and it sounded really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the melody at that part was really cool. I thought.
Yeah, it had a lot of build up to it. I thought it was really good.
The next track, I'm probably gonna say it wrong, but L'amour de ma vie. it starts out really slow, but it has like a very bluesy sound to it.
Yeah.
And I thought it sounded pretty good. But then she's basically just talking about like she was in like an unhealthy relationship and she wasn't actually happy, but she said he was the love of her life.
Yeah.
So it's just a breakup song basically,
Dude, it
but
wasn't
like
Spanish.
she's happy that she broke up with him.
Yeah.
And then the second half of this song gets pretty crazy.
Yeah.
It's more like house, kind of not even house, like I don't know, some kind of
Almost like
electronic
EDM
music.
in a way.
Yeah, and
Like-
she's got this crazy auto tune,
Yeah.
crazy voice effects, and it sounds really cool.
It's definitely probably my favorite
This
track
is my
off the
favorite
album.
song on
Like
the
it was
album.
really good, and I love the switch up. It has like movement switches. Something that's common in this album too, especially with the last track, which we'll talk about when we get to it.
Yeah, there's longer tracks, so a lot of them have a lot of different parts to them. I feel like.
Yeah.
But no, I really liked the sound on like the last half of the song.
Yeah.
I'll come back to that one definitely.
Mhm.
Track number 8 is The Diner.
This one's all right.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
this one was okay.
I feel like some of the last ones are just kind of okay to me personally.
Yeah.
I think it was
Like it starts to just lose its steam towards the end of the album.
I didn't really listen to the lyrics when I was listening to it, and then I read them afterwards without the music, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
She's just singing from the perspective of the stalker the whole time, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
telling a crazy story pretty much.
Mhm.
But so I thought the lyrics were more interesting than the sound of that song. Though.
Yeah.
Track number 9, Bittersweet, but like sweet, like SUIT.
Yeah, it's spelled weirdly. This one's also okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had some boring parts to it, but it
Yeah.
was a longer one, so it had different parts. And some of the parts sounded cool. Like the beginning had a like just synth intro, and it
Yeah.
kinda actually sounded pretty cool.
Mhm.
But not much to say otherwise.
Yeah. Then there's the last track, Blue.
Next track.
Bluey.
Bluey, shout out to Bluey. I actually really like this one, like just because it has so many different movements around, like I was saying
It was
earlier.
probably, I feel like, well, there was a lot of unique songs on this album, but that song,
This
the
one's
last song
definitely the
was
most
definitely
unique of them all.
It was very abstract, like, I don't know, it sounded weird, but it was kind of cool and had a lot of different.
Yeah, like it was slow, then it comes in with like kind of like the hi-hats out of nowhere. It's like, oh, this is getting really interesting.
It definitely sounded like an outro.
Yeah.
Like a big finale kind of thing.
Definitely. And shall we go on to final thoughts?
Yeah.
I mean, I really like the album. It gives her vibe, but like it's very different at the same time. Like I don't know, a lot of her songs. It's just been like how long since her first album?
2019, I think was her
She's
first
like
one.
evolved in such a crazy way to me.
For sure.
Like, and she just I don't know. It's just always good. It gets good amount of listens because it's good. She's good at what she does.
Yeah.
And congrats to her. She's a successful woman.
Yeah.
I really liked this album, and I know that neither of her other albums probably sound like this one, though.
I feel like they're all different.
Yeah,
She
you
took
probably wouldn't as much.
Big leap on this album, from what I can tell.
She just came in with a bang.
I liked it. I liked all of the weird things that she tried. For the most part, it all sounded really cool in the end.
Yeah.
And that one song, L'amour de ma vie, or how did he say it? That one, I really liked.
The French people are bad.
Yeah.
Probably.
We're not known for our language skills on this show.
We're not even good at English.
There's not really any song on this album that I would hate on, though. Like, none of them were bad. They were just songs that were less interesting and maybe appealed more to, like, what her audience already knows from her.
Yeah.
But that's not really what got me on the album. It was the weird stuff.
Yeah. But then again, like this is the only album I've listened to by her, so I don't know how the others really are.
Yeah.
But I like this album quite a bit. I think it's pretty good. It's not one of my favorite things ever, but I think it's really good for what it is. Shall we go to scores?
Do we only do like 0.5?
Only 0.5s.
Alright, 8.5
Okay.
is very good. I don't know. I like the vibes.
Alright.
I was gonna give her an 8.
Okay.
It's definitely a very good first experience listening to an album by her, and it surprised me on a lot of the different songs. So
I'm gonna give it a 7. Pretty good album for sure. Just a couple songs I don't really care for.
So we're just a staircase here.
Kinda, yeah. I could have gone 7.5 to give the true staircase, but I think I'm gonna stick with 7. I was gonna give it a 6.5, but I think 7. I do enjoy this album
I
quite
thought
a
it was a
bit.
good album.
I was gonna go 8.3, but I rounded up. So, because we weren't allowed to do
No,
that.
we're not getting that complex.
Come on.
8's pretty high.
Yeah, 8's already a pretty good score.
8.5. She's good. I like her.
So Chet, yeah.
I'm like, I forgot because Luke's not here.
Since Luke was
Please
not
hold.
able to make it, Chet will be picking this week's album.
I just came up with this album. I did it yesterday.
Yeah.
Friday, 2 days ago.
Okay.
But we're gonna do. It's similar to this genre, I guess, but it's Frank Ocean.
Oh.
It's Channel Orange.
Okay.
It's from 2012. So I think that's technically his first album.
Okay.
But yeah.
I've never listened to Frank Ocean's music really,
Oh my
so.
gosh, this album.
You'll enjoy it.
You've heard about Blonde, obviously.
Oh yeah.
And like everyone praises that album.
Never give it a
This
chance.
album's better. I think this album's better.
Okay.
Really good. So I'm excited.
We'll talk about this next week.
Yep. Tune in next week. We look at Frank Ocean.